creating your first band. So you'll create your account, go to band.us.com. It should get you signed in, create your account, and you'll ask you to create your first band. Oh, somebody's here.
Yep, I got it. Jean Williams. Hey, Jean. Let's see if I can get her unmuted. Sorry. Okay. All right, Jean, you should be able to unmute now. Stephen, you can continue. Maybe just start back over.
Yeah. All right. So, Jean, welcome. I'm going to come over here to show you this. So I don't know if you've actually set up your account yet or not, but we'll go and show you what this looks like. So band.us. Today, hotel internet, that'd be great. There we go. So you'll come to the band website and you're going to create your account. So you're going to hit sign up, super duper simple, and you sign up with the path that you'd like to do. I highly recommend setting up with your email for your school or for your team account so that you kind of keep things organized and concise. Create your account. Once you do that, you'll be brought to this landing page. And so what you'll do is you'll create your first band, click on create, and you're going to give it a category if there is one that matches you. For us, we like to do sports teams because it's kind of how we run it. So Carolyn, how would you like to create this group?
The way that I created mine is I did custom, and then I did robotics team or something like that. But for this one, we just want it to be the mentors from both states, I think. We'll just have all the mentors on one group. Does that work?
Yeah. Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you create your group. You can select a cover now, or you can change this later on. Carolyn, I'm sure you have pictures and stuff for that. And this is the most important thing here is for you to pick. You can do a public or a listed one. I highly suggest doing a private. That keeps all of your internal communications hidden from everybody else so that no one can see it. So you do a private. And then as easy as that, you have a band created. You could instantly start using it, but few extra steps we need to take. And that comes here in the band settings. So you as the owner, you can change if your birthday and your phone numbers are private or not. So that's up to you for your individual group. This is where you can adjust all of your notification settings. So for example, for me, I have all comments turned on for myself so that I get all the notifications as the admin. Email notifications, I have those turned off. They're off by default. Receive any chat messages automatically. Allow invites to bands. And what this is members can invite you to other bands. So whenever you do that, it's just kind of like an easy way to be able to join other ones. That's okay setting to have on. This is where you can edit the name and that cover photo and the branding colors. So we'll change it to orange, for example, hit OK. And now everything will change to that color. This is where you can change your type as well, that private, shared, or what was the third one? Private, shared, or listed. Yep. That's where you can change that setting.
I have a question about the receiving all the chats. So if you say that you're receiving all the chats, is it every chat that the kids, is that like a way that you can monitor the kids' communication?
On the chat side,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, well, that's a whole section in itself, especially for you being an admin. The band description, I highly suggest you update this for your band. So, for example, we'll put in here, this band is to be used for FRC mentors in Louisiana and Mississippi only. And yes, I spelt Mississippi in my head just like the song. You can select locations for example, your headquarters where you may be working from, and any files that you would want to be, and hit save. Now you have a band description. back to your settings. Payment account. So this is where I was telling y'all in the first meeting, if you wanted to do online payments, you can. You have to have Stripe accounts first set up, and then you can link that account here to where whenever people make their credit card payments, it will go through Stripe, and then Stripe will pay you out, daily, weekly, or monthly, however you set up your account. Group challenges, this is something that we haven't played with yet, but essentially this is basically a log board, kind of like an awards. So whoever responds the most, whoever interacts the most, kind of gives them a little a tally of how well they are, kind of like a video game. So it's a little something fun to play with because I haven't done that just yet. Your band size limit. So if you wanted to limit your band size, you can. This is where you can set it. 1,000 members is plenty. Big band, like it says here, you can only do this once a day. And things get really interesting when you go to a big band. So just highly recommend just keeping it on 1,000 members. All right, so member request. Admin's approval not required to join. Invite members may join right away. We have that off. We want to approve. So I want to be able to tell them, hey, yes or no. I want to require you to join. So admin's approval is required to join. Turn that on. So now that whenever somebody does join, I have to tell that system, yes, they can join. Again, up to you if you want that on or off. You can ask a membership for joining. So you can ask some questions like, are you an FRC mentor in the state of Louisiana or Mississippi? And then you'll get that response. So whenever that request comes in, you'll see them respond yes or no, whatever may have you. And then you can it helps you kind of do your approval process. Membership requirements. Gender, birth year, and email types, where you can like specify, like it says here, to your organization or school. So for example, if they have to use their school email or your organization email, this is where you can set that at domain.com or .net, .org, whatever you may be using, and it won't let anybody else join unless they have that. Birth year, again, this is where you can set, you have to be at least born whatever, and a maximum to help you filter out your bad people from joining.
So for that, if I wanted it to be only mentors in this group, I could set it so that 18 and up, like
Correct.
a 17-year-old can't join.
Yeah, so we can do that now if you want. So they have to be at least, and the only problem is you have to come change this every year, right? Because your 18-year-old range is going to change every year. It's going to go up. Your max number is going to change. So your minimum is going to be all the way down here at 1923. All the way up to 18 years old would put them. What's that? That's 2004. No, 6. Right, 2006.
Probably.
2005. All right. Okay. A welcome post. I have that off on ours as well. That's gonna just flood the chat, the posting. To me, it's a no nonsense thing. Kids ban under the age of 13. We shouldn't have anybody underneath the age of 13 anyway, but if you do, this is where you can turn that feature on. Member info to display. So contact info, who can see this information, anyone, you can lock this down to where only certain people can see things. Birthdays and birthday reminders, the kids, whenever they sign up, they can choose to show their birthday or not. And then you as the admin can choose whether it's displayed or not in the system. So it's kind of up to you and your individual group. Require a member bio. We do not have that required. We just require that the members do first name, last name spelled correctly with the capitalization so it looks clean and concise.
And for the purposes of this, since it's a mentor group, we could say, tell us about, yourself as a mentor. And that way we know who we
Right, so
can.
you can actually, I have a good idea for that. So, what team are you associated with? To where now in their bio, they could put their, the tech parts or Armageddon, Prometheus, whoever they may be a part of. They could put that info in there. All right, quiet band mode. This is something that we're not using, that you can set up basically when do you want people to be able to allow to comment, post. It basically shuts down the system during whatever hours you want. We don't do that because we're always talking, but again, you can do that if you wish. Subgroups. This is the fun one. So I know this is for the mentors, but for example, you still could actually do a subgroup. So you could do Louisiana,
Perfect.
Mississippi, and this is where you would do, like, for example, your programming team, CAD team, business development, marketing, whatever you may have, you create your subgroups. And then you'll actually add those members to those subgroups, and that will come into play here in just a little bit. So we're just getting everything set up. Privileges. This is where you can set admin versus co-admins versus users versus whoever else. This is all default. We have left it that way as well. But you can do anything you want in here, set up all of your custom permissions on whether an admin can do it, a co-admin, and an admin can do it, or anyone. So this is your two options you have here for these types of settings. Let's see, comments. That's a good one right here. So comments, who can comment? Admins, admin and code admins, admin and selected subgroups. That's another one you could do, and then anyone. So this is more per you, per how you operate. How do you want this to function? Remove or unblock members. That's pretty self-explanatory. If you got a bad user or whatever, you can block them, remove them. You have full control. Assign a co-admin. This is what I was talking about earlier. So you can add a co-admin to your page and you would search for Steven, which I'm not a part of this band yet, but whoever you have, say other mentors, things of that nature, you can add them as co-admins. And that's where your permissions come into play so that they can help you do things. So instead of it just being an admin for everything, you can say some of your mentors, they could be a co-admin, they can help you manage challenges, manage the chats, manage the quiet band settings, manage the albums, right? You can lock it down. Admin activity log, that simply is just going to show you what each admin has done so that you can keep a log to where, Susie accidentally removed a setting. Well, you can come here as the admin and see what settings she removed so you can go and add them back.
So Stephen, when you're talking about the co-admin, you're basically saying that we can choose which permissions they have. So let's say that I wanted you to help me with a challenge, like to help me administer this challenge. But I didn't necessarily want you to be able to send a message out to all the teams. I just wanted you to be able to handle the challenge. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. That's where your permissions come in. So you're gonna have to sit here and go through the individual privileges. I mean, there's like I think 30 different ones that you could do. So it's kind of going to be specific to you. So for example, creating a public chat room, you could set that to admin only, admin and co-admins. But when you're a member of a band, whether you're a co-admin or not, you can still comment and chat settings you set here in the privileges.
Okay.
All right, managing labels. This isn't something that we're really using. You can create basically the gist that I'm understanding from the label side of things. You can generate a label so that it kind of helps you organize things a little bit differently. To me, it kind of like overcomplicated our situation, so we didn't even use it. But once you create your band, you can come here and read into this. And look, the band app itself and the company, they have on their band website, they have guides galore to help you figure things out. And so basically, it's just kind of like doing a hashtag on a post. So help you keep things organized. For us, it didn't make sense for us to use, but it's actually a good point to bring up. You can go to the Discover, and this is where you can find all kinds of different settings, how people use it, how they set up their bands, and it helps you kind of get yours set up the way you want. And I wish whenever you went back, it would bring you right back where you were, but you have to scroll every time. All right, download settings. Allow downloads, allow posting other bands, and downloading photos and videos. Like I said, it's a 30-day window to download pictures before they get compressed. It's mainly videos that they're compressing, not really the photos. Managing events. So this is where on the events tab, this is where you set who can do an event, what calendars they go to, the subscribe by URL, your holidays. You can set up your holidays. This is where you kind of set your permissions on, who can create an event. Well, for me and ours, only the admin can create events. And I actually did admins and select subgroups, my business development team. So they actually helped me create the event. So that's where I would come here, business development, to be able to do that. So just to show you how that works. Add a calendar. So that's adding calendars, importing events, or showing upcoming events. This is where you can set those permissions. And this is kind of like your defaults. So your group calendars, change the colors, change the name of that calendar, whatever have you. Add your holidays. So holidays in the United States are already added. So that's all government approved holidays. And you can add your specific ones as well, such as your school schedule. And this is where you can add more calendars. So this would be like a Louisiana calendar to where, for example, if there was a specific event for Louisiana mentors only or for your subgroup, this is where you would send that. And whenever they look at their calendar, they'll see it, but the other people will not. So it kind of keeps your calendars clean. And that's how we have ours set up. Okay, exporting your calendars. Like I told you earlier, when you export your calendar, an export, but it will not update. I don't know if they're working on something to fix that, but we found that whenever you go to this, for example, link here, it's not going to work. I need to do it in Outlook. But basically, what we found that whenever it synced the first time, when you add things, it'll add, but it wasn't updating. I'm not sure if that was a bug they're trying to fix. We'll probably play with that here again, hopefully this month, to see exactly if they got that problem fixed or not. If not, we're going to report it as a bug. And then this is where your file and video storage goes. So come in here to manage. So manage storage, manage old files and large videos for more space. This is where you can come in here and delete things and get rid of them. Like it says here, normal size videos less than 3 minutes can be stored permanently. Files, no limits. And we'll read through this together. So normal size files and videos over 3 minutes will be stored in the base storage. Attachments in progress for longer than 1 year will expire. Attachments will be stored permanently with the storage capacity. However, when you reach your storage limit, older attachments will be automatically removed. Delete unnecessary files and videos in the managed storage. Delete files. Let's see. All photos and videos less than 3 minutes will be stored permanently without taking up storage space. However, attachments and check-in posts or group challenges will be deleted after 1 year from the upload date. Large files, large video storage, storage options for anything over 10 megabytes. That's why I said pictures really doesn't care about, but save for 30 days. The files will not take up any band storage space. If you select save and storage, the files will be permanently stored within the storage capacity. So we're only going to save them for 30 days. And your storage status notification. So if you're using this and you're blowing through storage, you can come in here and adjust these settings. Kind of up to you. We're playing with it right now to see how our storage works. We're not hitting any limits by any means. So I think we got a long ways to go before we reach that. And then if you're creating other groups, you could copy the settings here to another band, leave it, and delete it. And so, yeah, that is the settings for you to set up for the actual band itself. Any questions?
I don't think so. I think I understand everything.
Cool. All right, your chats. So your settings here. This is where you can manage your chats. And notice it already brought up these settings that I showed you on the privileges. It brought them up here for quick access. Manage chat storage for 1 year, 30 days, or don't store any chats at all. So it'll keep it for 1 solid year. Save all chat history. We have that turned on. And that's just kind of like to help us be able to go through and look at things. So that's one of the things you asked about. So this is kind of where it gets a little clunky online, the chatting feature. It gets a little weird. So you'll click on your band, kind of open up a new window, and this is where you can start chatting. This is your members, your settings. Okay, we'll come in here. So view message readers, turn this on to see who's read the message. We like having that on so that I can know who saw the message or not. Manage the chat. All your little quick settings are right here. And then you can start messaging and chatting with each other. If you had more chats, you'd hit that little arrow there. Again, I had told y'all, chatting on the band website is terrible. Get everything set up on the website and then go to the app to do all the chatting features. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's really pretty much about it. I guess I can show you.
It noticed that it had a video chat option. Is that something I know
Yeah.
that, like for the CAD class, they're doing it on Discord. Is that something where we could host things like this? Or is
Yes.
it only for the like smaller groups?
So I'm going to try and join the meeting on my phone.
Okay. I can also share my phone screen if it's
Okay.
because
Yeah,
I'm on
I
my
got it
phone.
right here. Here we go.
Okay.
So whenever you're, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa.
Hmm.
Hold on a minute. Okay, there we go. All right, can you hear me again?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So right here in the app, this is where you can manage all the chats. You can turn them on and off. When you're in a chat room, for example, so we'll go to CAD, for example, hit the little triple dots. You can call everyone by hitting that call. And you can also do a video. So it's going to ask you voice call or video call. And whenever you hit that, it will immediately call everybody in that chat specifically. So that's why we leave, like, for example, our SWLA type pirates, that's our main chat group. To where if I need to have a call with everybody or do a video chat with everyone, we would do it through that chat group itself.
I see. So for if you want to do the full team, or in my situation, as the example that we're using, if I wanted to have everybody, including mentors and team members, I
Correct.
could I could, for example, create a chat that just has everybody that's a member of any of my bands.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
But then I could also
That's
do
where your
subs.
subgroups come in, right? Because it
Got it.
helps you when you create a private chat room, you select your subgroup.
I see.
And so now you can chat with just the Louisiana people, just the Mississippi people, or however you want to set that up for your group. Like you saw for us, we have CAD, captains, electrical, mechanical. We have that ability to do a quick group chat.
Got it.
Get that set up. Also, in each chat has a notification button. So whenever you turn this off, it's not disabling all chat notifications. It's only disabling for that specific chat. So for example, my kids, they absolutely love having a meme channel. I could care less about it, but I also want to monitor it. But some kids don't care about a meme channel, so they go in there and they disable the chat on that meme channel.
Got it. So
So
the
they don't
default
get
is that it's enabled, and then you have to go
correct.
in and just okay.
Default's enabled, and then you have to go into each individual chat and turn it off so you don't get blasted by notifications. Because it will hit you up for every single chat. So, for example, like 1, 2, 3, 4 notifications went to everybody in this chat. It's each individual message is a ping to your phone. Yep, that's about it.
Okay. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I think so. I know we have Gene Williams on the call right now. Gene, do you have, I don't know if you're watching or if you're going to watch the recording later, but if you have any questions, this is the time. Um, Stephen, can you just slowly say what your email address is for the recording so
Yeah,
that people can email you and ask questions as well?
yeah, she's typing real quick. Let me see what she says real fast.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and say it since we wait. So my email is svidrine, VIDRINE at SWLA Tech Pirates with an S.com.
Thank you.
Oh, she went away.
I was trying to see if I could if I was accidentally making it so that she couldn't unmute, but it's not on my end.
She should be able to unmute, I thought, huh?
Well, I did make it, yeah, I enabled the microphone and the camera, but it
Okay.
might just be that she got called away. So we
Okay.
can follow
Whatever.
up, whatever.
Yeah,
Okay, well, thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
absolutely.
I think that this is going to be really helpful for a lot of teams and for anybody who's listening now, or if you're listening on the recording, this is the plan for how we're going to communicate as a regional or as a region to teams. So I'm going to be inviting all of you mentors to the group. I think what I'm probably going to do, unless somebody has some reason that they think of that I haven't, to not do it this way, I'm thinking that I want at least one team member and one mentor from each team to be in the different groups. And then whether somebody also wants to be a part of the mentor group can maybe be an optional. Like I would put any really important messages would go into the groups that have the team as well as the mentor. But there might be discussions where we want opinions, or maybe we, want to poll the mentors about something to find out what's the best practice. So I'd love to have everybody on it, but if it turns out that it's just too much, that would not be the one that would be required. It would be the other one that's required. That's the plan as of now. If
Absolutely.
if it doesn't work out that way, we're testing it. So if it doesn't work out, then we can always change it. But for now, that's what I think is going to happen.
I think it's gonna be awesome for the regionals
Yeah.
because it'll be instantaneous, fast communication, and you can even do polls and questionnaires, and so it's all like in one concise place now. It'd be nice.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. And, we've been using Remind for a really long time, but it's got a lot of limitations and, not just limitations of like the character, like I can only do a certain number of characters in a message. And sometimes it takes more than that. So I think this looks like it's going to be a much better solution for us. I really appreciate you introducing this to us and testing it and sharing. And again, if anybody has any questions, you can email Stephen. You can also email me. I'm not going to know as much as he is, but I appreciate your time. And I think that's it.
Yeah. Well, y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all later.
Thanks so much.
Absolutely.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.